Hi everyone, it's Athena and welcome back to my channel. How are we doing? Thank you so much for your continued support. Keep those comments coming, keep those likes coming, and tell your friends. We are all here on the same path. Okay, so today, the reading, we're just gonna let it fly. But the message is to let it be and to stop spinning your own egoic storylines to make it fit just for you. And when we do that, we tend to stumble on our feet. So take as much time as you need to change the habits that you continuously end up literally and figuratively for others to see. Because when you tell others, when you spin the story to others, you end up stumbling on your own feet, meaning you hang yourself. Not literally. That part's not literal. As you can see in this card, right? There's a snake here. And shall we look at the other side? And that's depiction of a crescent moon. And it's with a mask, right? So remember that. When you're getting ready, right, to spin a story, the story's actually spinning you. So take your time. When you're speaking to others, right? When you're speaking to others, take your time and realize what the implications are. The red on his pants is his stability, and the blue on his jacket is spirituality. His hands are tied. Why? Because he was spinning stories. And now he doesn't know how to get out of what he got into. And the two on the ground are healing. This could be considered Archangel Raphael. This could be considered Archangel Michael. And why do I say that? Because the truth shall set you free. Your stability and your inability to just take a minute and truly see what it is and how it is that you manipulate your own storyline for others to hear. One side is your truth, and the other side is your conscience. Subconscious and conscious, right? And guess what happened? He got down off of his own, in his own time, he got down off of his tails of the winds of change that he realized weren't getting him very far. But now he realizes that the course of life is when you set yourself free and you follow, right? Follow that path. It's the star. That's a star on the ball, on the coin. The coin has a star for a reason. It's not just about, your bag, right? It's not just about your money. It's about follow the star, right? Star of David. Follow the Star of David. And what I find interesting, the rose, is he realized that this wasn't getting him anywhere. So he had to change what he was thinking about, how he was spinning or has spun his stories to everyone, and had to come down off of his throne to realize that of his own. His outfit is different, right? Now the red cloak has a rose, and his pants or leggings or whatever are green, because he took the advice of his own self and also not of others. Because when we spin stories, right? When we spin a tale, and oh, do we spin tales to justify the means and to let people see how, I don't know, right? How our manipulative ego works, how we can manipulate others, and that it doesn't get us truly very far, if anywhere. It puts us in a very, very much so, in a holding pattern of our own accord. And then we get off of our egoic ways, right? And we start loving ourselves and realizing that it's not what we say to others, it's what we say to ourselves. Right? He knows now. Right? He knows the error of his own ways. And he's getting ready. And he's getting ready to use his what one would call shout out to all, is how I feel about that. And here he sits, right? On his throne. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So now we have a progression. He sits on the throne of what? Stone. Because he went from a mere child, so now we're dealing with our child self, correct? and how we have manipulated. Now, I don't care about how old you are. Remember that. This is not about age. This is about progression of maturity. When we're immature, we spin tales and we manipulate through the ego. And this is, I'm thinking, Jiminy Cricket. And maybe there's someone out there by the name of Jimmy, who hung himself because he didn't follow his truth. His conscience told him, I don't think you should be spinning that tale. Right? But he hung his own self. Now, one could say the display on the card looks like they hung him. So who hung who? Who is the person hanging? And then we go to this card where the same person has gotten off of this holding pattern of manipulation of self and others. Why do I say that? Because he hung himself. Not literally, okay? When you twist the storyline and you don't tell the truth, you're not following spirit. You're following what others want. You're spinning tales and weaving things in and out. You get what I'm saying. And then he got off of this holding pattern, shall we say, and said, okay, Star of David, the truth. And I better take this truth and show my true colors, because it didn't get me, I don't know how long you've been holding on to this guy, but now we progressed to this guy. So now we're in a more middle age, early to middle age, where, you know what I mean? Like they look the same, but they're not. He got off the ego of needing to follow what others say and started and decided that he would follow the tune of his own drum. Of course, it's not a drum. That's not the point, right? So when you follow the beat of your own drum, in actuality, you're following your soul's progression of truth. Not to mention the mountains, because it's a progression. Our lives progress. Our souls show us the way through our truth and through the love. And this is how this King of Pentacles becomes the king, because he progresses. This is the progression of the King of Pentacles. He became the king, and he's sitting on the throne of stone because he had to, and he should, no doubt, he had to learn how to progress into his own pentacle of truth by being steadfast, by realizing the error of his ways, and coming out of his own manipulation. It took him a while to get to that throne. And this King of Pentacles is the only one that sits on a bed of nails. And no, there are no beds of nails in the picture, in the depiction. But don't you think for 1 minute that this progression, that every night when his head hits the pillow, he is thinking about how far he has come. Have a great day.